Lawful Mama. So we are in officially in the Thanksgiving holiday season. We're in that week. So happy Monday before Thanksgiving to you and your family, and happy Thanksgiving to your family. And because we are in the week of Thanksgiving, I actually have something that we're going to talk about for this episode, episode 18, that is related to that, to gratitude, to being thankful. And I want to give you guys a different perspective. And remember, when I say you guys, I'm talking about you mamas. That's okay. And if you are a dad on here, you too. Okay. So for episode 18, the problem or the opportunity, I like to call it an opportunity because this was an opportunity for me, and it's ungrateful kids. Yes. So a lot of us think that our kids are ungrateful, especially when they don't say thank you. But you gotta think about this though. If your kids don't say, or anyone doesn't say thank you, it doesn't mean that they're ungrateful. If they're smiling and happy, they're probably grateful that they have it. Like, okay, so I'm a God girl. Think about all the blessings you have. Have you told God thank you for every last one of them? Probably not. And are you grateful for them? More than likely, yes. So just not someone not saying thank you doesn't mean that they're not grateful. Okay, so keep that in mind before the solution. And second, ask yourself, why does it trigger you when your kids or someone doesn't say thank you? Like, why does it trigger you? Because oftentimes when we feel like someone is being ungrateful, it's because they're not reacting in the way that we think they should react because of whatever conditioning that we've learned growing up. I mean, that's just is what it is. So here's the deal. Ask yourself literally, like, why does it bother me when they don't say thank you all the time? Like, why? Do they have to say thank you all the time? Like, start asking yourself questions. And this to actually help you get to know you yourself, because mamas, I'm all about you standing up for you first, putting you first. And one of the best ways you can put yourself first is to ask yourself questions during these times of problems or opportunities. Start asking yourself questions like, why am I dealing with this way? Why am I why are these emotions coming up because of what's happening? Because oftentimes we're driven by those emotions. So why in the world does it trigger you when someone doesn't say thank you? Does it necessarily mean that they're not grateful? No. If you want your kids to say thank you, that's something that you could actually help them with. You can help teach them to say thank you. And that kind of brings me to the solution. Express gratitude more often, because let's just be honest, as moms, as parents, we don't always tell our kids thank you for a lot of things. Hmm, thought about that? So if we're not saying it or using gratitude ourselves, then it's hard for our kids to pick it up. Like, oftentimes we think if we tell them to do something, they should do it. But honestly, the things that they really grasp on the most is not necessarily what we explicitly teach them, but what they learn from observing us, from being around us. Some things are taught and some things are caught. And that's one of the things that they catch. So be more grateful, express more gratitude. And like, for example, me, when I do my journaling, I actually ask my kids in the morning, like, what are you grateful for? Those are some things I ask. And sometimes they will tell me things that they're grateful for that they didn't say thank you for before. And that's okay. So just be intentional, mamas, about expressing your gratitude. And as you are more intentional about expressing your gratitude, your kids will see that. They will catch on to it. And oftentimes we feel like we have to push something in somebody or keep telling them over and over and over. And sometimes, yes, you have to do that. But the best way to do it, as you're telling them politely, kindly, using respect and compassion. Remember, we talked about grace last week. You also want to be the example, live the example, okay? Be it, live it. It's not always about doing, it's more about being. And at first, before you can really be like a person who expresses gratitude all the time, you may have to make yourself do it. And that's okay. That's just like if you want to lose weight, you don't just all of a sudden lose weight because in your mind say, oh, I want to lose weight. If you're still eating the same things, it's not going to happen. So you got to do something you don't want to do. You got to stop eating those things, right? Same thing with gratitude. If you are not used to expressing gratitude, don't worry. And even if you are used to it, you can still do it a little bit more. That's something I've had to learn. So I express it more around my kids, and now it's becoming a little bit more natural because I've been intentionally doing it, and I'm still doing it intentionally because I think it's so important. And I really feel like there are different depths of everything that we do, different heights, different depths, however you want to say it. to what we do. So what I want you to do is literally just go all in, expressing gratitude, because nowadays kids have so much more access to things than we have ever had. All these new electronics, all these nice toys. Like if I were to show you guys my kids' playroom, you all be looking like, what in the world? All my kids have these big doll houses, and I have three kids, and and the playroom used to be a guest room. So what I want you to do is just think about expressing gratitude. Okay. So what I want to do right quick is kind of just go back over this right quick. So first off, the problem is ungrateful kids, and they're not necessarily ungrateful, okay? Because we just talked about it. Just because they don't say thank you doesn't mean they're ungrateful. And ask yourself, why does it trigger you when someone doesn't say thank you? Like really, why does it trigger you? Sorry about that. And the solution is for you to intentionally express gratitude more often, because you can do that. Okay, so if you are really liking this and you want to see how you can go further, the first thing I want you to do is get that me first checklist, because you want to start putting you first, because it's easier for you to express more gratitude when you're in a area or a space of calm and not calamity. You want to be in the space of relaxation and peace. So I want you to get that me first checklist if you haven't already gotten it. I also want you to make sure that you actually, not this one, if you want to make sure that you don't miss an episode of Mama's First Mondays, then what I want you to do is go to theunprofessionalmom.com/Mama's First Mondays, FIRST Mondays, and go ahead and sign up so that you'll know when the next one's going to happen. And of course, if you want the checklist, it's theunprofessionalmom.com/me first checklist for moms. And I think I spelled it totally wrong on here. Oh no, I didn't. Checklist for moms. And then of course the other option I have for you all is the Me on Purpose Blueprint trial. So in the meantime, what I want you all to do is just start finding ways to express gratitude. And since this is a week of Thanksgiving, that's something that we already focus on. So how about this? I want to encourage you all to take it up a notch. And if you are a God girl like I am, I wish I had my phone right here. What I want you to do is go to the Bible app and find you a plan related to Thanksgiving, and find you another mom friend who can do that with you. Okay. And involve your kids. Invite your kids into sharing gratitude with you, because me and my kids, like I said before, we do this every day, and it really is changing things. You can feel the growth. Now it's not going to change overnight, but it will change. Okay. So thank you so much for being a part of this. I love you, mamas, and